The unexpected visitors. The silence of deep space was suddenly interrupted by a massive shadow creeping across Earth's orbital perimeter. Captain Elena Rodriguez adjusted her military-issue headset, her eyes locked on the holographic display that showed an unprecedented alien vessel approaching. "Lieutenant Patel," she called out, her voice steady despite the tension crackling through the command center, "give me a status report." Raj Patel's fingers danced across multiple screens, processing incoming data with lightning speed. "Massive unknown vessel detected, Captain. Propulsion system unlike anything in our databases. Composition appears to be some kind of quantum adaptive alloy." Outside the observation window, the alien ship gleamed with an ethereal, iridescent quality that seemed to shift and change with each passing moment. Its design defied traditional spacecraft engineering, more organic than mechanical, with fluid lines that suggested intelligence beyond human comprehension. Aboard the alien vessel, Commander Zara Vex studied Earth with a mixture of curiosity and contempt. Her species, the Nexarians, had conquered hundreds of civilizations across multiple star systems. Preliminary scans suggested Earth would be another simple acquisition. "Preliminary reports indicate minimal defensive capabilities," reported her chief tactical officer. "No significant orbital weapons, primitive communication networks, and technological infrastructure that appears basic and fragmented." Zara's multifaceted eyes narrowed. Her species had a standard protocol for planetary conquest: overwhelm, subjugate, integrate. Earth seemed like it would be a textbook operation, completed within standard galactic conquest parameters. Little did they know, humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. In a nondescript research facility buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of scientists and military strategists had been developing something extraordinary. Project Chimera, a top-secret initiative combining quantum computing, advanced materials science, and unconventional warfare strategies, had been waiting for precisely this moment. "They're taking the bait," muttered Dr. Marcus Thompson, adjusting his glasses as he watched the alien vessel's approach. Perfectly predictable. The global defense network was activated, but not in any way the Nexarians could detect. Stealth systems, carefully disguised as mundane infrastructure, began to pulse with potential energy. Satellites that appeared to be nothing more than communication relays transformed their molecular structures, preparing for a response that would shock the invaders. Captain Rodriguez allowed herself a slight smile. The aliens believed they were seeing a defenseless planet. In reality, they were walking into an elaborate trap that had been centuries in the making. "Raj," she said quietly, "initiate first-phase camouflage protocol." As the alien ship continued its approach, completely unaware of the intricate defense mechanisms being prepared, humanity held its collective breath. The greatest deception in galactic history was about to unfold. Hidden depths. The quantum research facility hummed with nervous energy as Dr. Marcus Thompson analyzed the incoming alien transmission. Lieutenant Commander Kira Nakamura stood beside him, her cybernetic interface glowing softly against her dark skin. "They're scanning our planet," Marcus muttered, "but they have no idea what's really waiting for them." Krell, the alien intelligence officer aboard the Nexarian flagship, reported to Commander Zara Vex with growing confusion. "Our advanced sensor arrays are detecting nothing but primitive technology. It's as if this planet is deliberately hiding its true capabilities." Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, a network of advanced defense platforms began to activate. These weren't typical military installations, they were quantum-entangled defensive systems that could manipulate probability itself. Each platform looked like nothing more than an abandoned underwater research station, their true nature concealed by layers of technological camouflage. At the Global Defense Headquarters, a team of international specialists watched the alien approach with calculated calm. They had spent decades preparing for this moment, not through conventional military might, but through an intricate web of technological innovation that defied traditional understanding of planetary defense. Kira's fingers danced across her holographic interface. Initiating Phase 2 Concealment Protocol, she whispered, knowing that every move was a carefully choreographed performance designed to lull the alien invaders into a false sense of security. The alien ship continued its approach, its sensors struggling to penetrate the complex layers of technological deception humanity had constructed. What appeared to be a defenseless planet was actually a meticulously prepared trap, with technology so advanced it could manipulate the very fabric of perception. On the bridge of the Nexarian vessel, Commander Zaravex began to feel the first twinge of uncertainty. Something about Earth didn't add up, the complete lack of resistance, the seemingly primitive infrastructure, it was almost too perfect. "Prepare initial invasion protocols," she commanded, her voice betraying a hint of caution that hadn't existed moments before. Little did the Nexarians know, humanity's greatest weapon wasn't a massive fleet or advanced weaponry. It was their ability to turn seemingly impossible scenarios into opportunities for survival. The stage was set for a confrontation that would challenge everything the alien invaders understood about planetary conquest. The Great Deception. General Olivia Werner stood in the Global Command Center, her eyes fixed on the massive holographic display tracking the alien vessel. Professor Diego Fernandez approached, his tablet displaying complex mathematical models of their defensive strategy. "They're taking the bait perfectly," Diego whispered, a hint of excitement in his voice. The Nexarian diplomatic envoy, Nexus, reported back to their leadership with growing confusion. What appeared to be a simple planetary conquest was becoming increasingly complex. Earth's infrastructure seemed to shift and change, defying conventional scanning technologies. In a hidden research facility near the Arctic Circle, a team of scientists activated the first phase of humanity's most ambitious technological defense system. Project Mirage was more than just a defensive strategy, it was a complete reimagining of planetary protection. "Quantum camouflage at 87% efficiency," announced Dr. Elena Rodriguez, no relation to the space defense captain. Her fingers moved rapidly across a holographic interface that seemed to breathe with technological potential. The alien ship continued its approach, completely unaware of the intricate trap being prepared. What looked like simple communication towers were actually advanced quantum interference generators. Satellite networks that appeared mundane were actually capable of manipulating gravitational fields and energy signatures. Nexus reported to Commander Zaravex, "Something is unusual about this planet. Our standard invasion protocols are not providing clear intelligence." The Global Defense Network was a masterpiece of misdirection. Every system was designed to be simultaneously visible and invisible, to appear primitive while concealing extraordinary technological capabilities. It was a technological magic trick on a planetary scale. In underground complexes across different continents, specialized teams monitored every aspect of the alien approach. They had been preparing for this moment for decades, creating a defense system that was more art than military strategy. "Initiate quantum masking protocol," General Werner commanded, her voice calm and controlled. The planet seemed to shimmer, not visibly, but in ways that would only be detectable by the most advanced scanning technologies. Entire cities could redistribute their energy signatures, making them appear as something completely different. Industrial zones could transform their electromagnetic footprint in milliseconds. Diego Fernandez explained the core concept to a group of international observers. "It's not about hiding," he said, "it's about presenting exactly what we want them to see. We're writing a narrative of technological vulnerability that's actually a complex trap." The Nexarian leadership began to debate their approach. Something about Earth was fundamentally different from any planet they had conquered before. The preliminary scans suggested a world that was technologically infantile, yet something felt off. Deep beneath the Pacific, quantum entanglement generators began to synchronize. These weren't just defensive systems, they were adaptive intelligence networks that could predict and manipulate potential invasion scenarios in real time. Nexus continued to analyze the incoming data, growing increasingly frustrated. Every scan revealed something different. What appeared to be a simple communication tower in one moment would show completely different characteristics in the next. We're dealing with a level of technological camouflage beyond our current understanding, Nexus reported back to the Nexarian High Command. The trap was set. Humanity had transformed an entire planet into a complex, living defense mechanism. Each city, each piece of infrastructure was part of an intricate system designed to mislead, confuse, and ultimately neutralize the alien threat. As the alien ship drew closer, the true nature of Earth's defense began to reveal itself, not through weapons, but through an unprecedented level of technological deception that would challenge everything the Nexarians understood about planetary conquest. The great game of interstellar cat and mouse was about to reach its most critical moment. Technological showdown. Engineer Nathan Foster stood in the prototype weapons development lab, surrounded by holographic displays of advanced defensive technologies. Dr. Sofia Kaminsky worked beside him, her fingers dancing across quantum computing interfaces that seemed to pulse with living intelligence. "Voke is approaching the final scanning phase," Nathan muttered, tracking the alien tactical strategists' movements through their complex monitoring systems. The Nexarian vessel began its most intensive planetary scan, completely unaware of the technological marvel they were about to encounter. What appeared to be simple communication towers and industrial complexes were actually adaptive defense networks capable of reshaping reality itself. Quantum interference generators at maximum capacity, Sophia reported, her voice cool and calculated. Voke, the alien tactical strategist, grew increasingly frustrated. Every scan revealed contradictory information. Industrial zones would appear primitive one moment, then show impossible technological signatures the next. Cities seemed to breathe with a technological pulse that defied conventional understanding. Beneath the surface, humanity's true technological prowess began to reveal itself. Prototype weapon systems that looked like ordinary infrastructure suddenly transformed. A water treatment plant in Arizona revealed itself as a massive energy redirection network. A seemingly abandoned research facility in Siberia activated quantum entanglement generators that could manipulate gravitational fields. "They're playing with us," Voke reported to Commander Zaraveks, a note of professional respect entering his typically clinical communication. Nathan Foster allowed himself a slight smile. Project Phoenix, humanity's most advanced defensive strategy, was working perfectly. Each technological system was designed to be simultaneously visible and invisible, to present multiple contradictory realities simultaneously. The quantum computing networks began to synchronize. What the aliens saw was not what actually existed. Cities could redistribute their technological signatures in milliseconds. Entire infrastructure networks could shift and change, presenting whatever reality would most confuse the invaders. Initiating adaptive camouflage protocol, Nathan commanded. Across the planet, a complex dance of technological deception began. Satellite networks transformed. Communication towers became energy redirection systems. What appeared to be simple industrial zones revealed complex defensive capabilities that seemed to challenge the laws of physics. Volk's advanced scanning systems began to break down. The more intensively they scanned, the more contradictory the information became. It was as if the planet itself was a living, breathing technological organism designed to confuse and misdirect. Dr. Kaminsky explained the core principle to her team. "It's not about hiding," she said, "it's about presenting multiple simultaneous realities. We're not just defending, we're challenging their entire understanding of technological warfare." The Nexarian leadership began to debate their approach. This was no ordinary planetary defense. Earth was presenting a technological puzzle that seemed to defy the fundamental rules of invasion and conquest. As the alien ship continued its approach, humanity waited. Each moment was a carefully choreographed performance of technological brilliance. The trap was set, and the true nature of Earth's defenses was about to be revealed. The technological showdown had begun. Galactic diplomacy. Ambassador Jonathan Reed stood at the center of the United Nations Emergency Council, watching as the final stages of humanity's elaborate defense strategy unfolded. Dr. Emma Rodriguez, the lead xenolinguistics expert, translated the complex communication protocols being exchanged between Earth and the Nexarian fleet. Aria Prime, the Nexarian High Council representative, stared in disbelief at the holographic displays showing humanity's true technological capabilities. What had begun as a routine planetary invasion had transformed into the most sophisticated first contact scenario in galactic history. "You've been watching us," Aria Prime stated, her voice a mixture of accusation and grudging respect. Jonathan Reed allowed himself a subtle smile. "We've been preparing," he corrected. "For decades, humanity has understood that our survival depends on our ability to adapt, to think beyond conventional limitations." The quantum communication networks pulsed with intricate data exchanges. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had fundamentally challenged the Nexarian understanding of technological warfare and planetary defense. Dr. Rodriguez explained the core of their strategy. Earth had created a planetary defense system that was more than just technological, it was a living, adaptive intelligence network that could reshape itself instantaneously. Cities, communication systems, industrial zones, everything could transform and respond to potential threats in milliseconds. Aria Prime reviewed the collected data with growing complexity. The Nexarian invasion fleet had been completely outmaneuvered, not through traditional military might, but through an unprecedented level of technological creativity. "We're not looking for conflict," Ambassador Reed explained. "We're offering an opportunity for mutual understanding." The diplomatic negotiations began, but they were unlike any first contact scenario in galactic history. Humanity had proven itself not as a potential conquest, but as a technological force that demanded respect. Voke, the alien tactical strategist, summarized the situation to his commanders: they didn't just defend themselves. They redefined the entire concept of planetary protection. As the negotiations continued, it became clear that humanity's greatest strength was not its technology, but its ability to imagine, to adapt, and to transform seemingly impossible scenarios into opportunities for growth and understanding. The first contact between humans and the Nexarian civilization had become something far more significant than an invasion. It was the beginning of a new era of interstellar diplomacy.